I think Grok did a really good job on both of these guys.
Yep.
But anybody even here? No,
Yeah,
just us.
2 people. Yay. Now, what's
Probably one of us.
What's Russell supposed to be holding in his hand?
That's a shotgun, pump shotgun.
Oh.
I cut it off though because Grok has trouble with weapons. They look kind of retarded sometimes. They are not so good at weapons, Grok. So, all right, I'll go and get us started here.
This is how it is. 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 Today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. Today. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Today on Pop Culture Minefield. Yeah, nobody pulled that down. Yeah. Howdy do, everybody. It's Wednesday here on Pop Culture Minefield, where we love this movie. I self-bleeped.
It feels like a Monday though, because we couldn't do our show on Monday. So this is the first show we do this week. It's weird.
Not
Every
for
day
me.
feels like Monday. Every day
It
feels
is
like
Wednesday.
Monday. Every
Not
day
to
feels
me,
like Monday.
no.
Every day feels like Monday. I'm going to keep repeating it till nobody stomps on me. So I am here finally eating some food today. I'm having teriyaki beef with real beef in it. Yummy. So happy Wednesday. Happy middle of the fucking week. And Germanic land, welcome to Midvoke.
So you are.
It's Mittwoch, not Midwoke.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing woke with Wednesday.
Yeah. I can hardly wait till she's here so you start smacking the shit out of me when I'm fucking with her.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I see Penny is here. Hello, Penny. And of course, over on Deleted Scenes channel, we got our good friend Connie Cleary, who doesn't ever bother to watch us on our channel. We still get the numbers. Doesn't matter. Hey, it's D-Bud Martin. I was really weirded out. I got to hang out with him the other day on Brian's channel. And I'm like, who's that fucking guy in the bottom corner there? You know, it's D-Bud Martin. I'm like, that's what he looks like? I've never seen his face other than in the photo. He looks completely different moving 3D. You know, it's still 2D, but you know what I mean. So I got to hang out with him on Brian's channel for about 45 minutes before I had to go to do KGRA. It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed that. Got a lot in that 45 minutes because everything I could think of off the top of my head for those scenes, I threw in there. Because we were watching the film Top Secret, talking about the film Top Secret. And we've already done it on our channel, and everybody knows I'm a huge fan. We did do Top Secret, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, I have no
Letter.
problems in doing it again.
I hope it's not the Mandela effect. Well, I wouldn't mind doing it. I said that before. There are certain films I wouldn't mind doing more than one time. Like maybe do it once a year. Talk about that fucking movie. Hey, Andy. It's not like I have been talking to you today, Andy. Older, is that what it is? Ah. So there you go for you,
You
Anima.
making anima noises.
For you.
Wait.
Oh,
What is this? Is
happy
Diva?
birthday, Diva. Yeah.
Happy
that's what he
birthday,
said in
man.
German. Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
that's what he was saying in
Happy birthday.
German, and you took it down.
It was there long enough for me to see.
So, yeah, I guess when I finally get to meet you, I'll give you some of those spankings.
Okay.
Martin and I got and Anima got to enjoy deleted scenes showing us the view from his back door. There's apparently 18 inches outside his back door today.
It's
5.
a lot of snow.
5.
I'm a little sore.
A little
I'm
sore.
not used to it. There was some excess footage.
Just remember to
But,
spit on it, man. Spit on it. Talk to it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Oh, that was fun last night on Toxic Tuesday. God damn. And Brian made me laugh a couple times last night. Just I said it at the end of the show. I was laughing so much, my jaw and my cheeks were hurting from the laughing. And you know you've had fun when that happens. So, but anyway, we're here to talk about The Good Guys, or The Nice Guys, sorry, which is I don't know, it's one of my favorite films of the last 20 years. It's severely underrated, but it's got a huge fan following. There's been such a big push for them to finally make a sequel. We're hoping they will, but the problem is you know, theatrically it did really badly. It did not make the money it needed to make, and but with so many of these films, they make up the difference once they go on video on demand and on physical media, as well as digital downloads and all that shit. They made a ton of money off this movie. It was a hit, but it wasn't a hit until it got released for home use. In the theater, people didn't go see it, and I don't know if it was the marketing or what, because I went to see it in the theater and I fucking loved it, and it was a half full theater when I went to see it at a matinee. So what it did is it broke even. And I'm going to double check on that because
Well, you
Why
double
would that
check.
be a concern, though?
I'll be today's Debbie Donner. I didn't like this movie when I saw it. I don't hate it, but the moment the movie ended, I said, "Well, I'm not seeing this again in my life, so I will never forgive you, boss, for
Then why
making
did you
me watch
dislike
this one again."
why'd you dislike it?
Ah, don't get me wrong. I get, or I think I get why you liked it, and it has a good, precise use of foreshadowing. Well done. Uh, and a well used of irony. The problem with me with the irony is they use too much of it. It's like you say, well, I like my pasta with Parmesan cheese, and then when the plate comes out, you have a mountain of grated cheese, and you can see the, the spaghetti. Do you get me?
Mhm.
I think they overdid it with the irony. Fortunately, the irony was well crafted. I mean, technically speaking, objectively speaking, the movie's well crafted, exceptionally well crafted if you compare the kind of things that we have to endure nowadays. I think that what turned me off, it was a more of a personal level, because I can't stand Ryan Gosling character. I can't stand him. He throws me out of the movie constantly. It is well acted, but it's the character that I don't like. I can't stand him.
So really, when it comes down to it, is just matters of taste.
Yeah, yeah.
Just okay.
Because I personally, I don't find stupidity or incompetence funny. I can't.
I do when it's done a certain way, because the thing that I like about his stupidity is he does manage to get less stupid by the end of the film, and that is his character arc, is being a complete fucking dumbass at the beginning of the film, and a slightly less dumbass.
Yes,
He's still a dumbass at the end, but he's learned something. And he also learned to be a better fucking dad by the end of the film. He is a shit father, just fucking garbage dad at the beginning. And I don't know, you can expect some of that stuff in the 70s, because there wasn't really much available for men in how to be good dads, how to learn to be good dads. That shit didn't start really happening really until the 80s. And so I understand what your problem is. And it's that typical thing, because you're a pretentious prick. And nothing. Nothing, Martin. Just gonna let me eat static on that one, are you? He muted his mic.
It's muted.
All right, fuck you. Oh man, is Mikey here? Oh yeah, there's Mikey. Mikey, I've got that video today, so I love that video. We broadcast it last night on Toxic Tuesday for the first time. It was funny as shit. Everybody was laughing their ass off at that video, Mike. So who else has popped in? Anybody else? Poker Face 6666. But hail to you. Hail to you. I enjoyed the stupidity of Gosling's character because it's so dynamically opposed to what Russell Crowe's character is in this film. And if not for Russell Crowe, I don't think this guy would probably survive his 40s.
Oh no!
Eventually, this character would die. Ryan Gosling's character would die, and it's thanks to the existence of Russell Crowe kicking his ass up front. I love that. And we watched that Cinema Sins thing, and some of their complaints, their joke complaints about this film are just fucking moronic. When he throws the apple, he says, "Oh, littering," and I'm like, "No, it's not littering. It's an apple. It's fully biodegradable, and on top of that, can become an apple tree." So
not only that, it's funny that he throws away the quote unquote the healthy food for the chocolate.
Absolutely, that is a statement that he will jump for the stuff that's not good for you if he's got a choice. And who the fuck wouldn't throw an apple away for a fucking chocolate Yoo-hoo? I mean, good God, that was my childhood. I remember when Yoo-hoo was at commercials on TV. They don't do it anymore. Yoo-hoo is just something you find at the store now. It's just chancing. I don't think I've seen an ad anywhere for Yoo-hoo in probably the last 30 years. but it's still out there. I will find it occasionally at Walmart, and I'll scoop it up. Because I think it's only got like 12 grams of sugar for a single serving. And I'm like, yeah, I'll chance those 12 grams. That won't hurt me. So, but anyway, there's so much fun about this film for me because one, I cannot tell you, despite the movie The Predator, I am a fan of Shane Black, especially his writing. I mean, on a chance meeting, he met Joel Silver, and he told him a pitch for a story that they didn't do, but instead delivered a script to him that became Lethal Weapon. He created those characters. That was Shane Black, man. And Hello Franchise, though, after the third film, I stopped enjoying it so much. Mostly because I didn't like the side characters they were bringing in. It's like we already had Joe Pesci. Oh, we got to bring in what's his name? Chris Rock into it. And I like Chris Rock, but I didn't think he was very good in the Lethal Weapon films. And I didn't like his character. I think he married Raj's oldest daughter. Was that it?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's married. They are pregnant.
I know he impregnates the baby. Takes the baby with her.
But it's a secret. He wants to impress him to then get married.
Right.
He wants the approval.
But I still enjoy the films. The Jet Li one had so many problems. But I'm excited that we're going to get a fifth film, and Mel Gibson is directing it by request because I just forgot his name that directed Superman and Lethal Weapon.
Richard Donner.
Richard Donner, thank you. Donner personally asked him if something happens to him because he was old. He's in his fucking 70s. He says, something happens to me, I want you to direct the next film. Keep it going. And so he's doing it in his honor. So I'm like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Just make it better. Don't make it so dumb.
I have just seen 2 movies written by him that I do not like. By Shane Black. Iron Man 3 and The Predator. Is the
like
rest
Iron Man 3. And hated The Predator. It was dumb. And I blame him fully for that. But I liked Iron Man 3.
I don't. Iron Man without Iron Man. Yay.
Because he not only wrote it, he directed it. But look, everybody's going to have a fuck up. Even John Ford did. It's still a movie I love, but he made a film that he shouldn't have made, which was the one with John Wayne and Lee Marvin out in Hawaii. Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely. Why can't you join us? Are you drawing?
Okay, let me see if I should have this here for him. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Or
a video. Yeah.
yes.
A video.
Yes,
A video
no.
for Joe. Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Joe.
By the way, Tim is here. Oh, sorry, Tim. Here you go.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Enchanter of the Year, Time Magazine. Yeah.
By the way, one of the unsung heroes in this film as a villain is Matt Bomer, who plays a throwaway character that he made it a lot of fun. And of course, that's
Johnny Boy? Yes.
Yeah, John Boy. And I had to explain who John Boy was to Anima because she didn't know who the fuck that was. I said, Richard Thomas. She goes, who? And I'm like, here we go. We're getting ready to go down a rabbit hole. I show her a little bit of who it is. And I explained to her about the whole fantastic, it was a meme before there were memes, was the whole everybody saying goodnight on the Waltons. It's like, good night, John Boy. Good night, LMA, or whatever the fuck their kids' names were. I watched that show religiously as a kid, and I don't remember any of the characters. Grandpa, I remember him.
Good night,
Joe-
Chief McLeod.
Joe, you make our shows in your bathrobe. What's the difference?
I will tell you that Grandpa on the show was a card-carrying communist. Will Greer.
Well, let's face it, most of them are.
Well, a lot of the guys that worked in Walton's were what I call your typical Hollywood liberal. And I don't have a problem with them. My problem is guys like Will Greer, who is a subversivist. He was just I believe he was evil, to be honest with you. Good actor, but I think he was actually he was evil. When you get that scale that goes kind of evil, I think he was like over here off the scale.
Now, here's the first thing I love in a movie is the old school Warner Brothers logo.
Yeah. I like that too, because it really was a good throwback to that period. As they call it, I think it's called the worm logo. Because it looks like a worm. After Walton's all said goodnight to each other, the last one would yell, "Don't forget to lock the back door." Okay, you got it. Pause it.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
All right, we have a very special video
Didn't think it would happen.
I
so
said
soon.
premiered last night on Toxic Tuesday. So here you go. Are you guys ready? Here's your backdoor video. D-Bud.
The Back Door by Kinsey Masing. Some people are scared to enter the back door. It's an area many have yet to explore. The front door might be nice and easy, but the back door can be just as breezy. The back door might seem dark and scary, but there's no reason to be wary. The back door might be overgrown and bushy, so sometimes you have to be extra pushy. Just shove those bushes to the side and let the back door open wide. Without much use, that back door might need some extra juice. Don't be alarmed if it has a smell. Just be sure to wash it well. All your friends use the back door. The front door can be such a bore. Entering through the back door can be exciting. You won't know until you've tried it. So the next time you have to decide, just use that back door and come inside.
There you go. And that's all thanks to Comic Relief Crusader sending that to me. So, oh, The View with Drew is here. Absolutely love this movie. Yeah, absolutely.
You made me giggle, Gary, when you misnamed the movie The Good Guys, because, man, they are not good detectives. They are
Well, I got to be honest. Between the two of them, they make a halfway decent detective. And Russell Crowe's character, Russell Crowe is on his shit. You know, he really knows what he's doing. He's a former cop, and you know, he does get shit done. But the fact is the two of them together make one solid good detective. And of course, this is a play on the classic duo detective shows from the 70s and 80s. You know, even though Rockford kind of worked alone, he always had someone as a sidekick for episodes. And I love that. Oh, this is me as a kid. It is Hidden Penthouse magazine. And what's so great about this, and it is ironic, that this kid is reading a Penthouse magazine with this girl that is driving a car that crashes into his house going off the side of the hill up above the house. So he lives in the hills. And she comes off, crashes to his house. She's outside the house. She fell out of the car.
And out of her clothes.
And she's half out of her clothes because she was wearing a robe. And so I'm hoping you blurred the titties or did something. I don't know. Put Monkey Jeebus.
No, I just took out the slide where there were titties in.
Because there were a lot of slides of her titties. And
no.
So this kid goes down there, and you know, this could have been made funny and done a certain way, that she's laying there and he sees her name on the car's license plate. This is the girl that he masturbates to, dying in his front. She goes, "What do you think of the car?" I love that line.
Big boy. She calls him big boy.
Big boy. And then she fucking dies. And he does the sweetest thing. He takes off his pajama top and puts it over her to cover her up. And that's when the credits start for the movie. I love, what an opening. And that look on his face says it all. And his school video fucking kills me with the kid with the flag, the gay flag towel. And they mean it in a different way. Look how gay the towel. it's like totally different meaning. And this movie, I do believe, is very toxic with its humor. Gay.
But all the kids, they know that they only know the new meaning, so they.
But there's this Christmas song that uses gay for happy on that.
Yeah, because
the holes.
And the funny thing is, just to let you know, a lot of the slang names for homosexuality came from the gay community. And they weren't turned negative until it hit straight people. They found out about it. And then they would turn them into, epithets. So this is so weird. This girl, like, I did not understand this at all either. The girl just gets onto her bicycle and rides away. Like, was the bike supposed to? I don't understand what's going on here.
Oh. The girl, she's being groomed by the asshole that is giving her pot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to understand, oh my God, that's what just happened.
She probably went there before school, and then he drove her to school and picked her up, and then she rides her bike back home or something.
Yeah, that was the idea I got.
An absolute creep, like 3 times her age or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he that's, I always thought that was a good thing, is that they set up the fact that the people that Russell Crowe gets hired to, whoop ass on, open up a can of whoop ass on, with the exception of Ryan Gosling's character, are guys who kind of deserve it,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why he's
they
taking
sell
jobs, because the jobs need to be done.
They sell the job to beat up Ryan Gosling as a guy who deserved it. They post him as a harasser.
Yeah.
And by the way, the girl that plays the female that hires Crowe to do it is played by Margaret Qualley.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, she is really good at playing detestable characters.
You know
character
who
is-
she.
What?
You know who her mom is, right?
No, I don't.
Andy McDowell.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, the genes did not get handed down. Andy,
No, you can see a little here.
Every role she plays, she's a little bit of a detestable person. Look at that. Brass knuckles in the photo. That's great.
Brass knuckles are illegal.
They are here.
Yeah, they are now. They weren't then.
1977, everybody had them.
That's right. That's 77.
They made nunchucks illegal where I grew up in Virginia too.
What's that?
Every asshole wanted to fucking pull them out.
What year was that?
It was about 1980.
What did they make
Oh.
illegal?
Nunchucks.
What's that?
Oh, the 2 pieces of.
It's a
wood.
type of Japanese.
No, Chinese.
No, it's Japanese fried noodles.
Oh my god. The weapon that you always.
I've decided to
use
start
in
telling
anime.
your things incorrectly. I think it'll be funny.
Lesson learned. Never ask Gary a question again if you want an honest answer. Fuck you.
At least
Pete.
not during his show.
Oh,
Like you're different in private. Come on. No one believes that.
Here's his second injury. Well, technically third. Now, It is his first one because he gets his arm
Yeah, it's
broken
first.
after this, right? Yeah.
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 Okay.
First he
This
gets
is
cut.
self-inflicted via stupidity.
Absolutely.
Have you found Jesus? I always want to go to my door naked and say, "No, I haven't. Come on in, help me find him."
Gary answered
Well,
the door
I've done
naked
that.
when his landlord wouldn't stop just coming in unannounced.
Oh yeah, I loved them. They were a husband and wife, but he would just fucking walk into my apartment. So I decided, I figured any day that week he was going to be coming by. So I made sure to be naked all week waiting for him. And when he walked in, I went, "Oh, hey." He fucking left and he never came back doing that. He never did it again. He'd knock.
Pretty sure he got PTSD from that.
Remind me to tell you a story about that in another time, not on air.
But I also did that to some Jehovah's Witnesses too. No, they're Mormons. Sorry, Mormons.
Yeah, he
And I
used
did
to
say
say
that.
I love his car. I
In the
freaking love
70s.
his car. I'm not gonna lie.
In the 70s, what?
In the 70s, it was Jehovah's Witnesses coming to your door. In the 80s and
Well, they
90s,
still
it was
do.
Mormons. These days, you really don't get anybody come to your door. They leave
like
those
that.
little flyers, with
If
a
yeah,
Bible
they
quote
just
on them.
stand on street corners with their little brochures or whatever, and it's at least two of them, mostly three, but they don't talk to people. They're just standing there.
I
So-
think that movie Heretic got made as a warning to Mormons not to go into anybody's house.
Zoe and I lived on Elm Street in Springfield when she was about anywhere between 8 and 14. We lived there. And we had some young Mormon girls come by and we invited them in. Come on in. Because they felt comfortable because it was Zoe and me.
Mhm.
And when they left, after we talked to them for a little bit, and I explained to them why I can't stand Mormonism, I told Zoe, anytime you see them walking up and down that street, if you see them, if they say anything to you or wave at you, just wave back at them with the devil's ear horns and say, "Hail Satan," just for shits and giggles. She went, "I'll do it." My daughter. They might be some really good people, but that's fucking annoying.
Yeah, we used to get the kids who would show up on their bikes. But you don't see them anymore. So, what it is.
Yep. Well, it's part of their program to go out and do that, to be missionaries. Don't really put a fork in me. I love that line. I love the politeness when he kicks the shit out of him and breaks his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even tells him what to tell the doctor about what kind of fracture he has.
You have a radial fracture.
But oh my god, the noise he makes after having his arm broken. That gave me
The
chills,
scream.
man. Oh,
Yeah, the scream.
It was a wail, not a scream.
Hey, can I have an apple? Oh, and the
I
way he
will
keeps
fight
crawling, trying to grab the gun with the other hand, and he keeps kicking it away.
He keeps trying.
Right
Not
there. Do you
realizing
mind if I have an apple? He throws that fucking apple. He's like taking a big bite out of it, and he throws the apple for the yoo-hoo. You goddamn right I want a yoo-hoo.
Not
Are you a
really.
friend of my dad's? We're colleagues. Hey, Wade.
I wait.
You're doing Wade.
Oh, this pissed me off so much.
Oh yeah.
Is two fucking boxes full of yoo-hoos, and they all get ruined by these assholes. This old lady is I love the way she was written into the story, because without her we don't get to the final answer. It's because of her. She just sounds crazy. I saw my daughter. I saw her in that house, that very house. That's impossible, because she was dead when you went by there. He doesn't want to tell her that, but he actually slips and does say it later.
Oh, she knows. It's been in the newspapers and shit. She knows, but 2 days after she died, she saw her, and so she believes, no, she must be alive. I saw her 2 days after she's supposed to die.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, he comes to the rescue in that scene, because he knew about that electronics in the table. Because the table opened up to a projector. And you did see your daughter on that wall. Because the film was here, the other film. And the kid, by the way, I like her as an actor. Good grief, she grew up beautiful. She's in her 20s now. Just gorgeous.
She steals the film.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, she's the one who finds Amelia in the end.
And that's why you like the movie. You are partial to the name Amelia.
Ah. It's a fun movie.
Where's
But
Amelia?
yeah.
I haven't heard her.
She's
And
asleep
this
in my
is-
lap.
She decided to start drugging her before the show.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ, stop it. I don't drug my cat.
Here's you see the difference between the two, because Gosling pretty much gives everything up, and Crowe's basically, yeah, you're just gonna have to kill me before I talk.
But this is so fucking good here, because he's trying to warn him, don't open that bag. You don't want to open that bag because I'm holding it for a friend, and it's got a, and boom, it goes off the blue dye bag. And he goes,
It looks.
I tried to warn you.
Look at the screen. It looks like the actor was laughing after the thing went off in his face.
Yeah. It's a great scene.
He's blue.
And then the guy has now decided that he just wants to kill anything belonging to this guy. So he starts throwing his fucking exotic fish at him. He's like, you're just being mean now.
The thing that I'm
think about this.
The thing that I'm wondering, going back to this character, since there are references in the film to Dragnet, you see it on the television at one point. I'm wondering if this was supposed to be a variation of the Blue Boy character, because in Dragnet, there's an episode, it's an anti-drug episode, of course, where there's the character named Benjamin Carver, who they call Blue Boy because half of his face is like painted blue.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that was supposed to be a reference.
I don't know. You'd have to get a hold of Shane Black and ask him. I do know that this guy, I don't know who the fuck this guy is as an actor. I don't think I've seen him in anything. It says Bo Knapp. He's really good in this fucking part.
Yeah.
You really want him to die. That when you want a character to die, the actor's doing his fucking job. But I love this moment.
Well,
because I wanted to go over what Russell Crowe says to him. He says, was this what you wanted to happen when you came in here? Something happened and you've lost your cool. You beat up on me. You trashed the place. You did something different from that, didn't you? Right? And I love this. He's lecturing him on how you're supposed to question somebody. Because now I don't fucking want to give you any information. Now you're going to have to kill me. Oh, and that pisses Keith David off. I love Keith David in this. I love him in anything he's in.
Is he the black dude?
Yes.
Here's my
His
favorite
voice
Keith David
is
line.
amazing.
Keith David's greatest line in film history is, "How did you get the beans above the franks?"
Yes, something about there's something about Mary. Yes,
Yeah, when he gets his dick and balls zipped up in his pants
yes.
at the homecoming dance, he comes home. He goes to the bathroom and he zips them up too quick and zips his taters and his wiener up in the fucking zipper. And the
Kid
dad's
asked,
like, "How did you get the beans above the franks?" And I'm
the
like,
thing is, he first asked, "What are we seeing? What are we looking at here? Is it the beans or the sausage?" He says,
both.
"A little bit of both." What?
I'm telling you, man, I love that line. And Keith David's one of my favorite actors.
Oh, yeah.
Former Navy, as I recall. He's either Marine Corps or Navy, but I think he's Navy. No, I think it is Marine Corps because he
I think
did
it's
Marine
Marines.
Corps ads. Yeah, he did Marine ads. You'll
Yeah.
find actors that do the voiceovers for certain branches. That's the branch that actor served in. Like Scott Glenn was Navy, and he did a lot of the Navy ads back in the 90s.
Mhm.
So Russell Crowe does everything he can to fuck with these guys, to push him over the edge, and that's how he gets to his shotgun. First, he hits he hits the switch, which turns on the TV, distracts them, and then he jumps and gets his shotgun, and then they fucking haul ass out of there.
Anyway, I looked up Bo Knapp real quick on IMDb. He was in a couple of recent movies. He's into bike riders. He was in
A film I wasn't interested in seeing. Yeah, he's on SEAL Team. I know that.
he was
but
in
past that, I don't really know anything else that he's been in. That's something I've seen.
he was in the remake of Roadhouse from last year, and he was also the main villain in the remake of Death Wish, Bruce Willis.
Didn't see it.
So he's been in a few.
That's one of those films I believe you shouldn't try to remake. Same thing with, look, Roadhouse. Don't fucking remake that movie. It was one of a kind. It was a unicorn. The reason it's any good at all is a miracle. So, but this scene, here we go. He's at the bowling alley with his kid and her friends, and he goes into the shitter. He's got a magazine, got his pants down around his ankle, and he's smoking. He's shitting, reading, and smoking in the John, and then somebody walks up to his stall. And
wow, he recognizes the shoes.
Yeah.
This is so fucking funny. And he's like saying, "I'm not here to do anything. I don't want to hurt you." And he, for the next about 45, 50 seconds, is some of the best fucking retarded slapstick I've ever seen. Drops the cigarette in his crotch, trying to pull his pants up, has a gun out now. He's got a cigarette, a magazine, a gun in his hand, and he's trying to pull his pants up.
It's an impressive amount of multitasking for a male.
He's just so stupid, and it's funny as hell to watch because he's in complete panic mode because he's scared of fucking Russell Crowe.
Also, that stall seems to be pretty small.
It's very narrow. That's a 70s stall. Although look how wide those knees are, man. That's wider than the ones we had in the Army. Close your eyes. He turns and he can still see him in the mirror.
That was the funniest part of that scene, the mirror.
And I think one of the cutest things in this is how she starts taking a shine to Russell Crowe, even knowing that what he did to his dad. Because I think she sees him as a good influence on her dad.
She knows her dad drinks too much. He's a functioning alcoholic, let's be honest. And she has to clean up a lot of his messes.
Is he functioning? Is he functioning?
Sometimes.
I think half his fucking problem is he's a drunk.
She has to be a grown-up most of the time. She's really mature for her age. So yeah, she's
the one who drives.
Yeah, she drives him everywhere.
Because she has to, because when he's drunk, he can't drive, and sometimes people need to go somewhere. So she's a grown-up, basically. So yeah, she's thankful for any good influences in her dad's life.
By the way, I thought I would tell you is a lot of hubbub in the fan community, and there is a large audience for this film, and they've been clamoring and pushing for a sequel for 8 years, because this film came out in 2016, and they want the sequel. And finally, because Gosling said something one time, look, man, the movie tanked. It's like, we're never going to get a sequel. But the fact is, it did make its money. It's sort of like Blade Runner made its money after it hit home video.
Yeah,
And Blade Runner
how that
became one of the
sequel
most
went.
successful films for Warner Brothers. So I'm sure this film's made its money for Warner Brothers. And so there's been a lot of hubbub over the last year of,
I mean,
more
there is
talk
a
about
following
it.
now. This
And
movie has
apparently a
following.
conversation. Yeah, it got a huge fan base. And so Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe were having a conversation. And in that conversation, they agreed that if they do get to do a sequel, they're going to call it The Nice Guys, the Mexican, and that they have to pretend to be Mexican in the next film. And I don't know why is the hideout or whatever their idea was, but it sounded funny when I heard it. So that was in an interview with Russell Crowe about a month or two ago. And then recently, we got great news that it is coming out on 4K. They are going to be putting a special edition with additional material, finally some making of stuff on this. Well, I'd love to have one of those right now. Oh, they're fake. Never mind. And there's going to be commentary. It's going to be really nice. It's a 4K cut of the film. So this is another funny fucking scene, because anybody who lived in the 70s will remember this kind of weird shit. A lot of them would refer to them as sit-ins, and where you silently protest sitting. And in this one, they're pretending to be dead. And the funny part is some of them have gas masks on that are down on their chests or on their face. And he asks the best question: if it's pollution that's killing you and you've got the mask on, shouldn't you still be alive? And the guy doesn't know how to respond to me. Stop talking to us. We're dead.
We have Bush in the house.
Hey, Bush.
Hey,
Which
Yeah, go
means-
do his video. Yeah, give him his video. Bush is, of course, quite refreshing. The beer, not Bush. Oh, it's a great film, Bush. It is. I absolutely love this film. And it sucks that Martin didn't like it. But there are films I don't like for a lot of different reasons. And it's not always technical reasons. It's because somebody was in it that I didn't fucking like. There she is. She's wearing the fucking mask. Shouldn't you still be alive?
This is the guy who he says that.
He's
when
for the
they-
birds.
Remember when they
Well, it's just more proof of how fucked up Los Angeles is, and it's always been fucked up since the introduction of hippies. And I would love to say that hippies really gave something of good quality to society. No, they didn't. They always speak out of their own stupidity. They don't really know anything that they're really talking about. So, and it's coming out by the way in just a few weeks, February 11th of this year. Oh no, they said there are no special features tied to release. That pisses me off, because I would love to watch some of the behind the scenes making of this movie. Because I heard through the grapevine that they just had a blast making this movie.
Oh yes, I can see.
you
I
can
can
tell.
see those two having a blast, because they are, especially Russell.
Russell-
Russell is He's a rascal.
Well, he's a rascal, but he also stated that Ryan Gosling is one of the funniest people he's ever met in his life. And he said, he almost ruined scenes because Ryan would do something new that would make him want to laugh, and he had to fight laughing so he didn't ruin the scene.
Because he's usually
he referred to him as quite.
Sorry.
I didn't. Sorry.
He's usually quite animal.
He's usually really good at ignoring everything that's going around when he's shooting a scene. But Ryan Gosling made him crack up. So that's really unusual that somebody's able to actually get reactions out of him.
Her friend is why I dislike child actors. Wait a minute. What is he talking about?
Well, it starts here.
Oh, she's phenomenal in this. She steals the show. Yeah, her friend is like
this
you
kid.
kind of hope she gets killed when John Boy shows up. This fucking kid is so many of the guys I fucking grew up with right here. Not my friends. This was a kid that I knew so many kids in my apartment complex, just like this little shitheel.
Yeah.
Fucking nasty. You pay me $15, I'll show you my dick.
He's what we call a free-range kid, no rules. He's
Yeah,
just on his own all day, no education.
I knew guys like that. It wasn't even just the education. They were just had no couth. No sense of self. They just whatever. Nobody wants to see your dick, dude.
Dude, there's a moment in which you can see the kid and he's fighting the laughter.
What the fuck? We already gave you 20. Wait, what the fuck am I saying? That was so fucking funny. Like, I didn't mean anything by that.
Angourie? Yes, I don't know her nationality.
Oh, is she?
Well, with that last name,
Wouldn't surprise
Rice.
me.
All right, so here's what Collider says. The Nice Guys will be coming out on 4K on February 11th, 2025. There are no special features tied to the release yet, but with that date right around the corner, we should know sooner than later. So hopefully we'll find out soon. I hope they have some special features on here. Savage Sid, the Porn King. And like I said, if you've not seen what she looks like now, she's just drop dead gorgeous. And it would be so funny to have her working at the detective agency 8 years later. It would put it right around almost 1980. Because she was supposed to be 14, but she was like, I think 16.
She's Australian, Bush. According to IMDb. Which is still good because there's not a trace of accent. She sounds American.
Maybe she's been there a while and is just really good with languages.
Now there you see she's a little mad at Russell Crowe because she's having to leave. She resents that. And so, because they're going to be going to this party. Now, there is a scene in this that I really wanted to share with you where it comes from. For guys that are within 15 to 20 years of my age, should know exactly where it came from. And I'm talking about the scene after he falls down the hill. Because that's fucking insane.
No, did you notice that his is the only car that doesn't look brand new in the whole movie?
Yeah. I think this would be really a good movie on a double feature with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, the period piece, exactly. A modern film made to look like it was done then.
Yeah, but the difference, though,
I
the
like that
interesting
movie.
thing is that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was actually shot in Hollywood. This is actually shot in Georgia. Made to look like LA. Yeah,
They did a fantastic job, man. I got to tell
they
you.
did. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
this
Nobody
my.
has
is
anything to say?
this is an
Yeah, the
issue.
guy.
Sorry, Mark.
He can smell irony again. Well placed and well played. Because you're a detective and you can smell. Don't tell me anymore. Yeah, he just go away. It's like every piece of conversation, he gets more annoyed. Like, oh man, how is this possible?
I can't either, and I've never been able to. Nobody's ever been able to explain to me why, unless it is something really strong, and I'm right on top of it. I can't smell it. This is the strangest thing.
Yeah, it's more
Annoying
common
as
than you
hell.
think. Yeah, my wife, I used to tell her, you have your daddy's nose, honey. Your nose is dead. And sometimes it gets dangerous. We have been having
Yeah.
gas leakage in the kitchen, and she doesn't notice, and I have to get inside running, honey, get out.
And of course, that's a plot point here because that's how he loses his house.
And what?
And the freaking movie.
Oh, she
Well,
okay.
not the movie, the case.
Well, I had to question the mermaids. Yeah, sure you did.
If you say so, Bush, I have no
Yeah,
idea.
she's in Spider-Man, the MCU Spider-Man movies.
And the thing that's important here, even though the dialogue here is so inappropriate to be having around a kid that's supposed to be 14, the fact is that's the 70s in that culture. They just didn't even think anything about it. And but this girl is showing her skills as a detective already. She's in there actually trying to find this girl, but it also almost gets her killed. Because Blue Boy shows up again.
Yes.
Don't say stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, which is so funny because about 30 years ago, I started ending sentences with "and stuff" because I thought it was funny. Because it completely throws whoever that's listening to you off. Like, what do you mean and stuff? Like what? Whatever. I always thought that was funny. Yeah, this is it right here. This scene, I almost lost my shit. Because when she shoots him a second time with her finger, he gets the second shot and he flips over that fucking balcony. I'm like, no. He goes down that fucking hill. And I'm like, this guy is so drunk, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I lost my gun. And then he runs into Amelia down there.
Mhm.
And he says, "Hey, I'm not going to hurt you, but I lost my gun." And she just takes off running. Do I know you?
I love how at first he doesn't see the dead guy. We see him because he lights a cigarette. But he
Yeah.
only sees him when he lights it lighter the second time. He turns around because he catches it in the corner of his eye. That was very well done.
But this gag right here is from something else. So I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to get off camera here, and I'm going to share a video with you guys of where this gag came from. This is a classic fucking gag from Abbott and Costello. Lou Costello did it in
I'm going to read
multiple
this map.
films.
Now, you read your map, and I'll read this one. Now, it
Go ahead
says here...
here, little. And that is it. He used it in several movies on the TV show, and one of the movies was Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Yep. And
Sliding candle gag. And the
and
panting and not able to talk, and you can't whistle. And so he does a spot on physical impression of that fucking gag. And it was funny as shit.
you know what? When we saw that impersonation of that same guy on Wasabi by Momo, when he's eating the wasabi, and
I
he
don't
can
remember.
talk.
Oh, and he can't talk. Yeah, there he is next to him, dead. He's trying to point at him. He's trying to yell. He can't yell. He's just doing the Lou Costello. And just like Lou Costello yells out the character's name, Healy. I love that. In fact, in one, Lou Costello fucked up. And he yells Abbott when he's supposed to yell Abbott's character's name. It's in the film. Actually, there's several of those fuck ups because they would forget their characters' names and they would call them by their real name in the movie. And this leads to one of the funniest fucking moments too, because they're like, we gotta hide this body, dispose of this body. So they drag it over to a fence and they push it up over top of the fence and drop it, unaware that there's fucking like Hispanic family down there celebrating something, and they throw the dead body into the middle of the table. And he goes, "Run!"
And there's the guy who goes, "My leg!"
My fucking God. So, of course, his daughter asks the wrong girl, and the girl takes her out to a car and ends up being Blue Boy inside the limousine. He can't even say Baryshnikov.
Of course you can't.
I was in the pool. What were you doing while I was working? Questioning the fucking mermaids.
I never understood why mermaids are considered sexy. They can't even do the thing.
They still do it. You can still find it all over the place. These women dressed as mermaids underwater. There we go. Can't get out. He really does a good job of depicting the kind of parties they have. Oh yeah, the fight with Keith David.
Oh, the line got captured in the slide. It was purely coincidental, but I was so happy that it happened. And there she is at the back. Amelia.
And the thing about her character, she's so self-absorbed as a character that she doesn't care that anybody's even trying to help her. And the minute that they're of no use to her, even though they're putting their lives in danger, she doesn't care. She just runs off. She goes, man, you guys are idiots. I'm going to get the fuck away from you. All the time she's doing this. And she leaves the kids alone with John Boy. Just, if there's any character in a movie that's earned their death, it was her. Oh, yeah. Anime asked me if he can do that. I said, yeah, if he presses that barrel right up against the tub, absolutely. You can shoot through there.
Mhm.
I'll shoot you in the cock. And he should have kept his word, because he said to him, he says, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm heading to Michigan. I'm heading to Detroit. But the fact is, it's because of what happened in Detroit that leads to all these problems. All the trouble comes from Detroit. He sobers up enough to go try to rescue his daughter. Steals a car doing it. Nice one, a Camaro.
Yeah, but he didn't sober up enough to properly drive it.
Well, he only wrecked because of what happened there. And but then he has trouble backing up, and he does a great getting angry at the steering wheel moment there. It's pretty good. But
he was drifting the car the right way, but then he panics. Oh, and Blue Boy got hit by the van.
And this is how good a person she is. This guy tried to kill him, and she goes, he's dying, and she goes over to him to hold his hand. And I love this scene. I love this scene because it shows her humanity. As flawed a humanity as it is, it just shows how human she is. And he says, you go call the police or emergency, and I'll stay with him. And then he leans down there, and the guy is like, John Boyce already knows about you. He's going to kill you. And he goes, yeah, well, you're not going to have to worry about that. And he grabs a handkerchief and fucking chokes the life out of him. Literally. Kill that private cop. You and the kid. And I'm like, I'm glad he killed him. But when she comes back, she thinks he did it. And he goes, no, of course I didn't do that. She even quizzes him later. Did you kill him? Tell me the truth. And he goes, no. No, I didn't do that. Exactly. She doesn't understand. And this is where the learning curve really starts for his character, because he realizes how close he came to losing her. Won't stop him from being a drunk because, well, he's got problems. Now, I'm not going to say that alcoholism is a disease, because it's not. You can't take anything for it. What it is a symptom of other things going on. And with him, it's his inability to deal with his wife's death. And like I said, Kim Basinger has gotten better looking with age. But she's kind of an evil bitch in this. And she does a good job.
Well, she works in the government, so of course she's evil.
Yeah, she's absolutely part of the system. She's a system politician, part of the bureaucracy. Well, you saw it in the film with John Wayne, with Rio Bravo. Was they started having drinking something like by having him just drink beer to get rid of the cravings. And also at this point, this is where Russell Crowe starts to become like a very good uncle to that girl, Gosling's daughter in the film. And she's got the weirdest name, by the way. It's what is it? Angourie?
Angourie, yes.
Yeah.
This was a point that made me chuckle when he sabotaged the amount of money they are gonna receive. She's preparing a check for $10,000, and he said, "Oh, I think 5,000 will be okay." I said, "Oh," he rips the check out.
It's like that part in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You know, okay, I'll give you 1/4. No, okay, I'll give you half. Bullshit, you said 1/4. Deal. Clown shoes, you know that?
Not knowing that half is better.
Yeah. So you know your friend's a real clown shoe, right? Yeah, after 6 movies, I'm starting to realize.
He's 24 now. I think is that what I just read. Yeah, she's 24 now. Almost the same age as my daughter.
This is when you realize Healy would have been a great character in Justified.
I would love it if they would do like a mini series and get Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling to do a mini series. It'd be like a 5 to 8 hour movie.
Well, this was originally intended to be a series at one point, wasn't it? I thought I had read that somewhere.
I know they originally pitched this. This is one of the first pitches that he did with not Ron Silver, Joel Silver.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went away, and then it came back, and then it went away again. And around 2000, they started bouncing around this idea, and it took them all the way to 2016 to get this fucking made. But they were working directly with Joel Silver, and Joel Silver is not interested in TV. He's always interested in films. So if it was ever interested or if they were planning to do it as a TV series, it was probably in between. But I've never heard of it. Yeah, this is where she asks him again. And that's a tough question right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
No, this Bush yanking her chin. She doesn't seem angry. No, it's not angry. It's Angourie. Wise ass. Oh man, I'm gonna try to get that.
Oh, that's the other show that I've seen her in where she's really good. She's in that show Mayor of Easttown. It was a mini series, and she was pretty good in that one too.
Look at that stinky eye.
Yeah, she gives him the stink eye.
Oh,
Yes, it is based on a book. A lot of people don't know it. So was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And what he does is he takes elements from the books and brings them into the story, the screenplay, and then he creates new characters. Like if you were to go back and read, you find the bodies where they're laying, I think is the name of the original book for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. There is no Gay Perry in it. That was wholly created by him, and I think it's one of the greatest fucking characters ever created is Gay Perry for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. By the way, here she is last year. She can tell she's just grown up. Because she plays the main character's daughter in that show, Mayor of Easttown. The thing that's fun about this is like when I'm watching it is a lot of the stuff like the wallpaper, the designs of the buildings absolutely scream 1960s, 1970s.
yep. The color palette.
I remember my aunt and uncle's house in Phoenix. I always hated it that their furniture and everything looked like something from the 16th and 17th century England. Almost like, the hotel apartment room that Dave ends up in at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. That was how they furnished their house, that style. Yeah, and then there's a scene in the third act that just slays me every time I see it when Ryan Gosling is driving and Russell Crowe tells him, "Yeah, just let go of the wheel; it'll drive itself."
Yeah, the dream scene.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, that's what it is. He's asleep at the wheel.
That's one of my favorite scenes in this movie.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this too, where he just grabs his head. Then we can do this the easy way or the okay, I guess we're just gonna do it that way. He slams his head into the bar. I want to watch this movie again.
We just watched it.
I know, but I want to watch it again.
Like 2 days ago. We watched it on Monday.
The one thing that really sucks about this movie is that there is no making of stuff that I've ever found for it.
No, there's videos on YouTube, but you just see them filming scenes.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
explanation,
what they
no
call a video
backstories.
diary. it's a video diary. You don't get anybody talking. It's just not interesting to me.
I love the one we had for Hamlet. I wish we'd have that for more movies, where the actor himself does a video diary where he's just letting it roll as people talk on the set or interviewing his own parents. That was amazing.
Yeah. By the way, that is great. If you tell us he'll stop doing it, doing what? And slams his head on the bar with his tie.
This movie is brutal.
Really?
Yeah, this is great.
This should
That's one of my favorite lines because his inability to understand English and math is one of the funniest parts of Robert Downey's character in that movie. It's a 6% chance. Shut up! Stop doing math. And he doesn't understand how to use the word bad or badly in the film. It's fucking funny. One of the best moments right here when they lean out of that elevator and see that guy fucking choking, blood coming out. They're like, I think we're gonna, and they hear the gunshots or somebody's being shot, and they're like, we're getting out of here.
And then when they are in the elevator, you see a guy falling.
Yeah.
falling past them.
It is the right floor, but it's not the right time to be on.
And he goes, if she's up there, she's already dead. And then she fucking lands on top of this fucking car. And when she turns and looks in there and she sees him, reflexes, because she's a fucking horrible person, her reflex is to shoot at them.
Well, everybody's trying to kill her, so I wouldn't pass.
Yeah,
so
because
hard
she's a
on my
dumb
judgment.
bitch. I'm telling you, she is her own worst enemy, and other people are trying to help her, and she continues to work against herself. And that's why I say at the end of the movie, she absolutely earned that, what she gets. She had it coming. She left the children to try to survive. Didn't want to help them. Absolutely, Zach. And it's so underappreciated, but there is a fan base pushing for a sequel, and they've made the money back finally. You know,
I think it would do fine at the movie theater now, having that big fan base waited so long for a sequel.
I don't know. All I know is Zach is here, so.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
They're putting out so much crap. Doing a sequel, they already know they have an audience waiting for it. So, I don't know. Sounds like a good idea to me. Just don't make it woke, please.
by the way, she's in that movie. Margaret Qualley, her is in that movie. The Substance, which I just don't seem to have any desire to see. But she said it took her a year for her skin to heal from the prosthetic she wore. The skin.
And of course, she's also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the Manson.
And she gets what's coming to her in that too.
No, she doesn't die.
Okay. Oh, I thought she did.
No.
All I know is she's really good at playing really people.
Yeah, that's what I hear about the Substance Bush, is that it kind of loses a lot of people in the third act. I haven't seen it yet, so yeah. I'm curious.
It just, for some reason, it didn't interest me at all. Don't get me wrong. Body horror doesn't bother me. I grew up on Cronenberg, for Christ's sakes.
Well, so did I. Yeah.
It just, for some reason, I kept watching, going, is this something I'm going to want to watch? And nothing enticed me about wanting to watch it.
I saw one episode of The Leftovers, Boosh. I thought everybody in that show is an asshole.
And she's really good in this part. And Ryan Gosling has a thing for her in the movie, you know, and he can't see that she's fucking evil.
It's like, this isn't you. Like, you met her yesterday.
Barely.
You couldn't kill anybody. She just told you she's killed someone before. His character is so stupid. And you see that naivete is handed down to his daughter because she's very naive. I'll probably never find out, Zach's, because I just don't see me ever watching that movie. Courtney Cox fan, you know. Courtney's in that, right? Isn't she in that, or who's it? No, Demi Moore is in it.
More.
That's why I don't want to see it. I can't stand Demi Moore.
Way overrated, if you ask me. Demo Moore? What?
There's
Oh,
the
typo.
Nixon bit. Didn't something like that really happen? Something similar to that, where Nixon's motorcade passed a car accident or something? I think that was like somewhat factual.
Oh, if they bring up something historical, it probably took place. Super schlocky, like trauma or something. Yeah, see, it's hard for me. There very few trauma films that I like. I love the original mutant guy. What was he called?
Toxic Avenger?
Toxic Avenger. I enjoyed the first one. There was some post-apocalyptic high school movie they did I thought was funny. And I loved Cannibal the musical. But I tend not to like anything with trauma. Very little. Oh, this is where he's driving. And this is where you get the smoking bumblebee. Right?
I think so. That seems.
They just got the money from her, right? 100,000. Yeah, this is it.
They think they have the money.
And it's actually, it lands on the thing, and it's like, that's not money.
It's just
And
paper.
he still doesn't get it. He goes, but she packed it herself. Who could have done this? He's like, he can't say.
Worst detectives ever.
Yeah, this is that kid actor. She's terrible. When it plays her best friend. This is somebody's daughter or that worked on the film, is what I suspect.
Well, we know who the winner is for worst child actor ever.
Yeah, that kid that was in Wrinkle in Time.
No.
Oh my god. No. Outland.
Yep.
The kid that played his son.
That one.
Horrible fucking actor. I miss you, Dad.
His talent is in the negative. It's so bad.
Now, this is where I had to show her who the fuck Richard Thomas was and the Waltons and who John Boy was.
Yep.
Because so she would understand the reference to it. The big
Because
giant
she grew up
mole.
without TV.
And the other girl says, yeah, you know, the guy with the giant ugly wart on his face or whatever the fuck she says. And he's standing right there. And oh my god, and she's arguing with her about the cookies. God, this kid. And she gets shot. You know, her character gets shot. And I'm like, I hope that teaches you how to act.
Yeah, no, it won't.
if you help me with this, I will only kill her.
Yeah, right. That's how it's going to happen.
And then she tries running by him. It's like, yeah, that girl's stupid. She's one of those kids that ends up getting electrocuted or something because they're too stupid. It's called thinning the herd. I threw that little girl out the window. I love that. Hey, did you just hear that noise? That crashing noise? Yeah, that was me. I threw that little girl through the window. Oh, fuck. Shootout begins.
That is something that they made clear in that interview that we watched. No kids were thrown through any windows. Making that
It was a stunt person.
And that's another motif that runs through Shane Black's movies. You know, John Boy is very much in the same vein as Joshua from Lethal Weapon or Milo in The Last Boy Scout. And I think this is kind of a better version of The Last Boy Scout.
And what's funny is the what we see on the screen for Last Boy Scout is not the script that Shane Black wrote.
No.
Just telling you, it's not. Hi, Courtney. Now, if you go back to like the Westerns, like we watched, Rio Bravo the other day, you'll notice there's no flashing with the guns because they were using normal loads. And all you see is the smoke. Also because they were using black powder. But the loads they use today in film is to get that big flash. So they use double the gunpowder that they use. And it's got a lot more nitrates in it. So it gets that big flash. And that was when she runs up to the car. Hey, can you help me? And he goes, I cannot believe the night I'm having. And he shoots her and kills her.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks that's the end of it. There's no more. But this is where the old lady with the thick glasses shows back up into their lives. And they end up figuring out, oh my God, there's a second film. It's not over. Look at that white ass tie. Fat fucking tie. God, the 70s. And you know what, those ties, you can't do a double Windsor. Because the material is so thick, you can only do a half Windsor. That's why I've always worn thin silk ties. I gotta get me that double Windsor for it to look good. It looks even. Half Windsors look cockeyed, and I couldn't stand that. I'm OCD, so can you figure that out? Yeah, because the house is all shut up.
Again.
Yeah. Here she comes. This is what some people would, if handled incorrectly, would be referred to as Deus Ex Machina. But this one happens in a way that's more organic, and I like that. Because without her, we have no third act. And then that's it right there, the pinstripe jacket. And he goes, I remember that jacket. I saw that jacket. Yeah. Look at that porn stash he's got. And it even looks more like a porn stash in the ad that he puts in the newspaper. There it is. This is that Scooby-Doo moment. Figure it out.
That is so nice when they finally piece it together. And now
Yep.
everything makes sense.
All thanks to this old lady with her shitty glasses.
Yeah.
Now, once again, if Keith David had kept his word and gone to Detroit like he promised, yeah, but he screws it up. He actually was wrong. But
on everything.
but it puts him right where they need to go, because he looks over and he sees the hotel and he goes, "It's not the airport, it's the airport hotel.
It's not a
So-
flight number.
It's a hotel room number." So it all ends up working out.
There's
Oh my
nothing
God.
to it, but they
I
end
can
up-
tell you now, I never wore a tuxedo like that. Mine was blue.
I like
Not
it.
much better.
I had never worn pink, but I definitely wore powder blue tuxedo once.
Once. And then people paid you to never do that again.
I am waiting on a 3:30 call from the DA's office about crappy stuff that happened to me. Fun. But I wanted to say hi, shared this out. Much love. We love you too, Court. I hope
Yeah,
everything goes well with your meeting.
I hope we get to hang out on the stream again. We did briefly, and I really liked it.
I will tell you right now, this is one klutzy bitch right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Both times she gets knocked out, it's her own fucking ineptitude. But I do love
Which-
it that he says, you know, "Have you ever killed anybody?" Yeah, once back in Michigan. He's,
Three people.
Three people. And then he says, "I don't believe for a second that you want to kill anybody." What are you saying? She just said she killed 3 people. I mean, she doesn't want to kill us.
What are you
this
doing?
is great. He's doing, "Hey, your ankle gun." "I don't have an ankle gun." "Yeah, you do. You told me you do." "Was this from your dream?" No. Yeah, it was from my dream. I dreamt you said that.
I mean, technically, she could kill both of them right now.
She's like, "Why did you throw cold coffee on me?" "Well, because I found it outside and I thought it was hot coffee."
Oh, I love that. I love it.
Even the daughter is smart but dumb at the same time. She's just like her dad.
She didn't have time to check, and the thermos won't be warm on the outside if it's a good one that insulates well. Oh, here she goes. Rocket Kitty woke up. And in the end, it works because she slips on it.
Yeah, that's it. She's on those fucking high heels and slips in it.
And something that I didn't realize or didn't remember until seeing the movie again earlier today. Chet is Jack Kilmer, Val Kilmer's son.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought everybody knew that.
No.
Because
So I
Chet's
didn't
also
know
the
that
narrator
until-
of the Val documentary. He reads for his dad. He sounds just
that's-
like him. It's funky.
I recommend.
I
you
can't
go
finish
watch
it. I got so emotional watching it.
No, it's
I just couldn't
heartbreaking.
finish.
It's
Bye,
heartbreaking,
Courtney.
but it's So good.
Bye, Cord. Have a good day.
Okay, Cord.
Hope everything
Bye,
goes
Cord.
well.
Watch that documentary. It's rough, but it's good. She says so too. Can you hear her?
Come on, kitty time.
Yeah. She's like, I'm awake now. Pay attention to me. Stop doing what you're doing. I'm the queen.
And in this scene here is another person that I missed the first time around. Gil Gerard is in this movie.
What?
Yeah, as the
The guy that
Bergman
looks like John
Paulson.
Voight.
Oh my God, no. Bergman Paulson is Gil Gerard. Holy shit. There's only one person in this film I can't stand, and that's Hannibal Buress is in it. He plays Giant Killer Bee.
yeah, he's the Bumblebee. Yeah,
I cannot
He's
stand
funny,
that guy.
though.
The Bee is funny. His lines is, but I think he's an asshole in real life. He was part of that whole Me Too movement.
yeah.
Martin.
We missed one.
You had one job.
I
No,
wish.
he has many jobs.
I know. I know.
And they both go over.
I love this. The guy with
Yeah.
the mustache says that, and then it cuts to the guy with the mustache in the crowd going, "You got to get that film."
Yeah, and that's Gil Gerard.
I did not know that was him, man. Oh my God.
And of course, the punchline to the Nixon joke.
Is what's the punchline?
Well, the whole thing is that the guy thinks he's going to see, the guy who has the car wreck thinks he's going to see an angel, but he gets Nixon, and then Gosling falls into the pool and he sees Nixon. He's, get away from me.
Get away from me. More evacuate. What's this? New fire again
LA,
in
new
LA.
fire.
Yeah, new fire.
Oh, he's already planning the new city. Haven't you listened to him? This is going to be so beautiful. They need to put that man in prison. I'm telling you. I think it goes beyond, supporting the burning of this city. He's Nero. He's just like Nero, because if you know the story of Nero, fiddled while Rome burned because he knew he was going to be able to sell that precious property, make a ton of money.
True.
They emptied the water reservoirs just at the beginning of wildfire season. If
It's
that is not
disgusting.
dumb, it's deliberate. And they still haven't figured out to do as every shitty Southern European third world country does, to just have planes that scoop up ocean water because it's there and use it to extinct the fires.
Right. So here it goes again. She's up and she ends up knocking herself out again. By
Good at that.
when she rolls it out the window off the balcony, she dives and hits the fucking metal bar and knocks herself out again. That
She's
is
like,
Gil
"Nuts."
Gerard. Holy shit. That is him. Holy crap.
You know, it kind of makes you wonder how incompetent were the three people she killed in Detroit.
Very.
Because she doesn't seem like she's capable.
She shot them from behind and got lucky.
Absolutely.
Must
And by
have.
the way, him and that mayor need to go to prison. And any of the fucking sitting senators for that state. Jail, 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 jail. Absolute criminals.
You know, when I did my show on the fires, and I had that, and I made up that AI of Newsom literally fiddling while it burns behind him. I didn't do that as clickbait or to try and tell some sick joke. I meant it because he is literally doing that.
Yeah, he is. I made
He's
that
letting
comparison
company burn.
right at the start of this thing. I said he's acting like Nero while Rome burned. And people who don't know their history of why Nero did that. Of course, he failed in the end, but his attempt was to make a fortune. And so he wanted to burn Rome.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like this fight scene because Crowe gets two of the best fight scenes in the film. And people don't know, man, he really is a brawler in real life. And in fact, it was brought up in an interview with him that the fight scene in the movie Cinderella Man with guy was a real boxer, Troy, is it Wallace? Troy Wallace, that plays Lewis in the film. One of the guys he had to fight twice in the movie. That was absolutely no holds barred fight. And they caught it on camera. They went out there and they just duked it out, the two of them. And she stops him from killing him too, because he's about to kill that guy. If you kill him, I will never speak to you again. He can't have that. And I love the fact when he comes to that conclusion, I'm immortal. I can't be killed. Because he's so fucking lucky. So he really believes that he can't be killed. He can be hurt, but he can't be killed. It's funny. In this scene where he's speaking, Anima's like, that's not German.
No.
Like, no, it's the American mock German. He does mock German in this, which it's funny. I think it's hilarious what he does here.
But I thought that was what you were doing when you gave me that German word when we met after work today, and I was like, I know you're trying to speak German.
No, it's a hard German. I learned to pronounce it, so I know I enunciated it correctly. And you went, oh no, that's German.
It took me a while, but then I figured it out. Yeah.
We don't say that in Austria.
No, we don't. But you really Americanized it, so it took me a while to.
It means slap face. Somebody that basically you look at them and they just look like they need to be slapped. It's a German word for it.
Now, the one thing that I don't get in that final action sequence is when the guy from Lord of the Rings gets hit with he takes the grenade explosion. It explodes twice, and I'm like, what motivated the second explosion?
Guy from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he's not credited, but the guy who played Sauron in the Jackson Lord of the Rings is one of the bodyguards at the end. He's one of the bodyguards. He's the guy who gets blown up with the grenade meant for John Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in Lord of the Rings.
So I'm trying to recall what you're talking about. So I know that I caught the explosion, but I don't remember the second explosion. If there's a secondary explosion, usually that's because something else blew up. But grenades don't blow up that way anyway, unless they're an incendiary. No. Incendiary grenades are the only ones that actually have a flame. But they're usually white because it's usually white phosphorus. It'll burn anything. It's nasty. This is so fucking good because now he's drinking the beer and smoking a cigar, and he comes walking in and tells him all this fucking cool shit. This final scene. Mm-hmm. The wrap up. But then he shows him the new ad, and I fucking love the new ad. And then a fucking bee comes in and he kills the bee with the ad. But what he says to him? He apologizes because he made him look something.
Filipino.
That was it. I'm sorry you look Filipino.
You look Filipino. Yeah, you look Mexican, so.
In the porn stash. And I think that's maybe what inspired the idea of the next film being called The Nice Guys, The Mexicans. Absolutely. And the problem is, on a $50 million budget, it made $62 million globally. And so that's considered a tank. But it made more than its profit back on digital, video on demand, as well as physical media. So much so, we're getting a 4K of it. In what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks. 3 weeks, we will have the 4K version of this film. I'm looking forward to get me a copy of that because I want to know if there's some special features on it, and I want to see them myself. So, anyway, I love this movie. It's one of my favorites. I'm sorry Martin didn't like it as much, but is what it is.
It's payback. It's what you get for wanting us to do ET.
Do what?
ET.
Did we do it?
No, we
Did we do it?
Not
Yeah, but I have
yet.
the thumbnail. I made the thumbnail for it.
He
and
did
we
the
could do
thumbnail,
it.
so it's a standing threat.
Because I do tend to do shows that I want to do, but the fact is I need to stop every once in a while and do something that a lot of other people would enjoy seeing, and other members of this team. So Martin wants to see ET, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do ET. I have all the episodes, Zach's. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I watched the trailer for it, and it looks really good.
You are gaslighting the audience. I said clearly that I wanted to do the show just because you don't want to do it. I can give two shits about that show.
Is Martin talking? Because it sounds like he's breaking up right now.
No,
Ho,
I
ho,
haven't find
it. No
No
more Corinthian leather for you.
You said it incorrectly or spelled it incorrectly. It's Filipino. I have Filipino friends. Oh my God. The late Mike. He used to like that. Are you Filipino? That was funny because that's how you say it. Filipino? So anyway, I hope we do get a sequel to this film. I think it's worthwhile. I love watching Russell Crowe, and I enjoy the crap out of Ryan Gosling. I still have not watched his last movie.
The Fall Guy?
Yeah,
Dude,
not
you
watched
have.
it.
You
I
watched
have
it on
it.
the plane.
I own it, and I still haven't fucking watched it.
I watched it on the plane flying back from America, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I didn't care for it.
Bad
thought it was
deleted
too-
scenes.
I had the whole thing figured out in the first 10 minutes.
Doesn't matter. It's good entertainment. Check
Yeah,
your brain at the door.
the
Popcorn
movies.
movie.
Did you ever figured out that he was the fall guy?
It's a
Yeah, and
popcorn
why is it called the Fall Guy? Aside from the fact that he has
It's
the
a play
same
on
name
words.
as
It's a
the
play on
character.
Turn of
No,
phrase.
but I
It's-
mean it has
because
diddly
fall guy
bits to do
means
with
the guy
series.
set up to be the stooge for the crime, fall guy, and
No,
also fall guy because he's a stuntman.
I understand the title. It has nothing to do with the series. Nothing.
What series?
The Fall
The
Guy.
Fall Guy. It was a TV show. Of the
Well, the
80s.
fall guy in the TV series was a half-assed detective.
Okay.
It was a
See,
comedy.
I
It
didn't
was
know
a comedy
about this.
first.
I just watched the movie and had fun with it.
All I wanted to know is one thing, do they fucking have the song in there anywhere? Because
Yes.
that's my problem. If they don't have it, then I'm not interested in it.
Yes, the song is in the credits.
Okay,
Is it?
see, then I'm going to be okay
Oh.
with it.
All right, I missed it then.
And Lee Majors is in it from what I
The
understand.
lyrics are changed though. It's not
Oh?
the same. It's not the same lyrics.
Who
Yeah,
sang
yeah.
it?
Huh? I won't sing it. Are you crazy?
No, who sang it?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't say you sing it. I said who sang it. You don't know. Okay. I was just curious because Lee Majors sang it in the series. So
They did have the
I-
decency to have him in the film at least. Although,
yeah, I
briefly,
heard that, and
he's
I
there.
heard that he was not just a quick cameo, that he's in the film. Does Betty Gilpin show her ginormous breasts, Zach?
What are they talking about?
They're
American
talking about that show,
Primeval.
American Primeval,
Oh.
and it's about the difficulties of going across this country during that period, like the Donner Party kind of thing. It's like it was fucking tough. And they also make the villains in this. Just forgot his name that took over the Mormons. Fucking murderer. Good. No. God, the name is almost coming out of my head, and I can't think of the name.
Welcome to my life.
The famous Mormon leader that drove them to Utah.
Joseph Smith?
No,
that one.
I have to
took over for him. Yeah.
Oh,
Brigham Young.
well, okay.
Brigham Young is
yeah.
the villain in this, and they show them dressing up and going out in parties to blame the Indians for killing people that were traveling and taking their money and shit and food.
Don't say and shit. Just say taking
And
their
stuff.
money.
And stuff. It's going to show Brigham Young, taking out these little war parties and stuff.
This motherfucker contrarian.
You ever notice how everybody else's stuff is shit and your shit is stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I once wore a Freudian slip, and you know what? I look good in it.
Mm-hmm.
No Betty Boobage.
Oh well. Come on, Netflix. Get it together.
So anyway, today's show was about The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe in a team up in a fantastic little detective comedy, action comedy. I love my action comedies, man. I just love a good action comedy. And this film came out in 2016. It's 8 years later, and there's once again rumblings of a potential sequel. And I would fucking love it. And they should make it, 8 to 10 years later. Freudian penis. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Sachs is agreeing.
I
with
attributed
me.
it to Freud, but Freud never said it. What's that, hon?
Sachs is apparently agreeing with me on something, and I don't even remember what it was. I'm tired.
Well, he is kind of a villain, dude. When you look, one of my favorite Sherlock Holmes stories is the very first one, A Study in Scarlet. And the main villain in that is Brigham Young. And that's why you haven't seen it, is because Mormons have protested that whenever being turned into a film, and it's why Jeremy Brett didn't end up getting to do it. And it was the perfect place to start the story, because that's where Sherlock and Watson meet. They did a version of it in the series Sherlock later on with Benedict
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbunch. But it was such a variation of it that they left all that out of there. And they made it about something else. And I was like, whatever. So, by the way, on the other night, Anima, I didn't tell you about this. During the show, because they always introduce Dawn as the silverback of ufology.
I know.
And I said, I came on and I said, yeah, I've been asking Bill and Chanel to give me a nickname. I said, I'm waiting for it. And what? Yeah, apparently she's putting it up now. And then I clicked enter, and it said that I was the brassy urologist.
Oh.
The brassy urologist. And it got a laugh out of Don Ecker. So, Anima, agree on the Fall Guy take?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
And that's the other reason why I think I want to give it a chance, is because Peter Berg, I absolutely love that guy. He's very based, very pro-soldier, very pro-America. And I don't know what his politics are, but I know that he's very pro-America.
I think he's very conservative.
I think so too. I suspect it. He did Battleship, which I love that fucking movie. I don't care what anybody says. You can shit on all you want to. I love that fucking movie.
Yep.
But he did a war film. He tricked Hollywood into producing a war film by making it about the FBI. You know,
Oh, The Kingdom.
that's a war film, dude. Whether they like it or not. Very patriotic. I fucking love that movie. He's a smart motherfucker, Peter Berg. And he was an actor. He came up as a young actor for TV and film. And he fucking took off as a director. He also has a great joke at the end of that, what is it, Mile 22? Is that it? Or whatever. And they get the guy, the terrorist on the plane, not knowing he's actually the villain. Did you see that movie?
No.
At the end of the movie, that character, he's a Thai actor. He's from the movie The Raid, that guy, the hero from that movie. He's the villain in this one. As he's getting on the plane, he turns around to Mark Wahlberg. He says, "Oh, say hi to your mother." I laughed so fucking hard in the movie theater when that happened, and I'm the only person laughing. Good. Nobody thought that was fucking funny? Because that's what, what's his name on Saturday Night Live kept having Mark Wahlberg saying all the time when he did his impression was, "Oh, and say hi to your mother."
What movie is that?
Done talking to you.
Hello. Hello. Boss? What movie is that?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
I fucking told you what movie it was.
Yeah. It would. But by the way, Stephen has to go. So let
Bye,
us.
Stephen.
What?
I fucking just told you something that
No,
was
I
fucking
have to
awesome.
go.
Oh yes, right. It's animal. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, the movie was Mile 22. And he gets the terrorist, he doesn't know he's the terrorist, onto the plane. And the guy turns to him and says, "Say hi to your mother."
Yeah, I
And
heard
I'm
that.
the only person in the theater that laughed because I remembered that was a running joke on Saturday Night Live. Every time Andy Samberg did the Mark Wahlberg impression, he would always end it with, and say hi to your mother. Okay, I'm all alone here. All right, fuck you.
No,
guys.
you're not. Oh, fuck off.
When the doctor came in and told me about the surgery, I said, like Red Foreman, that 70s show, you took a foot out of my ass. Yeah, everyone has to go. I'm tired of you guys. I'm out of here. Let's end this show. I'll see you guys next time when we do something. I don't know what we're doing next. Something on Friday. I think it's Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Yep.
That's
Dead
it.
Men Don't Wear Plaid. And on Saturday, Nosferatu. The one with
Oh.
1979,
Klaus Kinski, but the ones with Klaus Kinski.
which is basically Dracula because they actually use the names from Dracula. So anyway, see you guys in. Don't
Bye, guys.
forget,
I
pump somebody's leg.